Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. That's right, Homeschool. I am Mrs. T. Today we have a book outlet haul Homeschool edition. What that means is that all of these books are going to be used to support the education of our children. We have an upcoming kindergartner and an upcoming pre-K-er. Some of these will be used immediately and others I just didn't want to pass up on, and they'll be used down the road. So let's go ahead. I already took them out of the boxes. I sorted them by category and we are going to just kind of hop right into it. Now, every book that I hold up, I will put the book outlet cost as well as the retail value for the book. Now, most of these have that cost in the back of the book, so I'll use that one. And for the ones that don't, I'll try to find how much it would cost to buy it elsewhere. But let's go ahead and we're going to start with some of our early picture books that are about math, because I found this awesome program called Math Start here on Book Outlet. The first one that I have is called Coyotes All Around. This is all about rounding, which we're not going to do quite yet, of course, but that's really exciting. Like, I'm really excited that I found this series. We have Rabbit's Pajama Party, which is talking about sequencing, and you can actually see here on the bottom, they tell you the level. So this is a level 1, Coyotes was level 2. We have Hamster Champs, and this is a level 3. It's talking about angles. We have Animals on Board. This is a level 2, and this is about addition, so adding. Get Up and Go. This is a level 2, and this is about timelines. Pretty cool. And then we have Beep Beep Vroom Vroom, which we've actually gotten from the library before. This is about patterns, and this is a level 1. Let's go ahead and do our early readers. We have A Step into Phonics. This is called Mouse Makes Words. It's a phonics reader. My child will be ready for this one. My kindergartner is going to be ready for this one here pretty soon. We have Double the Dinosaurs, which is a math early reader, level 1. We have Malala, A Hero for All. This is a biography reader, and this is a level 4. So it will be a little while till we do this one. This is another level 4, but this is a history reader. It's called The Fly on the Ceiling. This one looked really cool. I like that concept of pulling in other topics into our readers. We have The Trail of Tears. It's a history reader, a level 5. We have Pal and Sal, which is from Penguin, and this is their level 2. And there will be things, I think, for this one in particular. We're going to kind of read this one together. So a lot of it I will be reading, but there are a lot of words in this story that he can also read on his own. So I plan on this being like a joint effort. Same with this one. This is called Scat Cats. This is also a level 2. A lot of this I will help him read. I'll show you the inside. But he will be able to read a lot of these shorter vowel words as well, which are present throughout the whole story. So the last one I had is called Let's Look for Birds. I bought it because it's called Readers for Writers, and I really didn't know what this was, but apparently it is part of a collection. And I got one. So it says nonfiction and science-based Readers for Writers are designed to teach students to navigate informational text, to learn about its features, and emulate the writing craft that the books contain. So this does have a bunch of other titles in it, but I only got this one. And it's just like a little short nonfiction reader. But it's not going to be an early reader. There are some things in here like the word binoculars, right? We're not going to be reading binoculars anytime soon. But there we have it, an early reader. So next we have some reference texts. I bought this stunning book. It's called Africana. This is an encyclopedia of an amazing continent. We are currently going through Build Your Library level 0, which is around the world. And then we're going to be doing Bookshark level A, which is also about around the world. And I thought that this would be a really nice supplement to learning when we learn about Africa. It talks about different people over there. It talks about just the culture, the people, a little bit of the history. There is a lot of information here that I thought that this would really be a nice supplement to our curriculum. I also bought, to support this one, A Treasury of Egyptian Mythology. We are going to be talking about ancient Egypt and going into that realm. And I thought that having a mythology book here would be really nice. We have the DeLauer's Book of Greek Myths, but I was wanting to do something for Egyptian mythology, so that's really cool. This next book was actually called out by one of our curriculum. I can't remember which one, but it is DK's Animal. And this was actually the whole reason, this book right here, I was looking for it to buy for our curriculum for kindergarten. And this is what got me on Book Outlet. So we can blame this book for this whole haul. My child is really into big cats right now. Leopards, tigers, cheetahs, lions. And so I found this book on there. It's called The Ultimate Book of Big Cats. I'm actually going to gift it to him. I don't know when or for what purpose, but he is going to love this. I might just surprise him one morning and have it on the table for breakfast. And yeah, I think he'll really like that one. Next category here, I have two books that I am going to also be using to support throughout the year as we go through that Build Your Library and Book Shark. So the first one here is from National Geographic Kids. It's called A World Together. It is a small, like, nonfiction, and it talks about how things can be different. So it says, well, your school may be different, games may be different, and it's basically showing things that are applicable to younger children and people, and just showing different snapshots of similar activities throughout the world. And I thought that this was just really beautiful. I thought it would be a really good way to emphasize and kind of remind us why we are even doing the curriculum we're doing, right? It's to become aware of the world around us, to appreciate the people and the beauty that comes with such diverse individuals and cultures. So anyway, I thought that this was a really lovely book, so I wanted to kind of separate that. Another one here is from DK, and it's called Language Around the World, and this is another one that I thought that would be really lovely to bring in throughout us going through those two pieces of curriculum. So there we go, we have that one. Let's move on to election stuff. This year is election year in the United States, and so I decided that what will end up happening in fall is we are going to be holding our own family elections, and I'll come up with more detail about it, but I wanted us to do some very basic learning about the election process, what's equality, what does a president do? We are not going to go into actual politics with my children, right? They're preschool and kindergarten. But I do want us to kind of create our own platforms, and I will talk about it. We're going to do our silly family elections, but we are going to be going over these. And these are mostly from something called Civics in the Real World. So we have How Can I Show Respect? We have A President's Job, Let's Take a Vote, Fair or Unfair, and then the other three are from different ones. We have Zoom in on equality, and it says to zoom in on civic virtues. It's a whole series, but this is the only one that they had at Book Outlet when I was looking. We also have elections, and this is going to tell all about how the elections actually work, but it is full of information. It is not going to be a fast read. It is something we'll definitely have to work our way through. Okay, and then the last one that kind of relates, but sort of not, it's civics, is Every Dollar Makes a Difference. And this is going to be talking about fundraising and why money makes a difference to organizations. And what I really wanted to do this upcoming year as well is start setting up this model of when we earn money, which we'll have him start earning money this upcoming year, our kindergartner. When we earn money, some of it's going to go aside for a charity, and finding a charity that speaks to him and resonates with him and understanding why it matters, I think is going to be important. A good lifelong lesson. So we have that one. Okay, next kind of category here, we have some books that are more like nonfiction picture books. A lot of these are not going to be like a single reading. And this one, for example, Escape to Freedom, it's like filled with a lot of information here. But we have Escape to Freedom, and this is part of the I Am American series, and it has a lot of different topics they talk about, but I only found this one here. But this one looks really cool. I think that this will be a great book to introduce when we start talking a little bit about this serious topic. We have The Very First Americans, which does tell a little bit about the people who lived in the United States before it was the United States, before Columbus came over here, when it was just the Americas. And it's going to talk about all sorts of different tribes and their lifestyles, what they did, what they believed. and it's a really beautiful book. I did kind of look through it. I haven't read it all the way through, but it looks lovely. This next book here is called out in one of our pieces of curriculum. I think it's Layers of Learning, and that is Planting Stories. This is going to be telling the story of a librarian and storyteller and the world of difference that she made in her region. They do have this book at the library, but I was really excited to see it for a good price, so I did end up getting it. The next one here is called Island, a story of the Galapagos. So this one's going to tell all about the location, the animals, the geography of the region, and a little bit about this beautiful island. Okay, this next book I could not resist. It is called Apex Predators by Steve Jenkins. This book is really cool. It compares, it's not just about dinosaurs, but it takes a look at apex predators throughout history. Some of them alive today, like the African wild dog, and then some that are extinct, like Mr. T-Rex here on the front, and it talks about their characteristics, what made them an apex predator, what is an apex predator, and so forth. It's really cool. I'm very excited about this, and my kid will love it. He's all about the meat eaters. Okay, the next book is our only chapter book, actually. It is a small chapter book called Eagle Song, which tells a little bit, a story about a little Mohawk boy who is being made fun of and mistreated because of his origins as a Native American. And I'm going to be pre-reading this because I do think that this will be an important thing to touch base on here in the future. Only 2 more categories, and one is one book all by itself. You guys, I am a secular homeschooling, we are a secular homeschooling family. I am not tied to any religion despite being born and raised in a religious household. However, I did purchase the Complete Illustrated Children's Bible. I do, and I'm going to talk about this in another video, but I do think it's still very important, even if you're not religious or if you are teaching from a secular perspective. I do still think it's very important to explore the stories of different religions. Particularly, let's look specifically at the Bible. The Bible is used and referenced so often. It is a motivating factor for a lot of times in history, right? It is one of those things that I think it's really important for people to understand, regardless of their belief in it or not. And the same applies to other religions and other, sacred texts, but we are going to start exploring the Bible with my child from a secular point of view. So we will be going through this in a way that will allow exposure and also will allow my child to understand that people think all different things, believe in different things, and faith, regardless of what you believe in, it is important. It's a defining feature in a lot of people, a lot of cultures, and understanding that, respecting that, and learning about it is very important. So we are going to be going through this this upcoming year. Okay, our last category here. We have just general picture books. So we have Old Elm Speaks, Tree Poems, Locus, Good to Eat, Hooey for Wadney Wat. This looks really sweet. It's about this little rat who has a speech impediment. I think this is it looks really sweet. Very courageous little rat. This one's called Jamaica's Find. Daddy Makes the Best Spaghetti. This one's from DK. It is a first book of fairy tales. It was a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. But it is really pretty on the inside, and my kids love fairy tales, so this is perfect. This one is called Words Between Us. We Are Water Protectors. This is a book I was surprised my library didn't have, but it's been referred to a couple of times and recommended to my kids. I have not read it yet, but it is called Elmer. Bee Bim Bop. And the last one here is called Escargot. And that is the whole haul. I'm going to now put the total that we spent here on Book Outlet minus the taxes and shipping information, but here's the total that we spent for this haul, and here's what it would have cost us if we spent the retail value on all of these books, and here's how much we saved. Okay, well that was it, you guys. Thank you so much. Comment down below. Let me know if there are any favorites in here that you would be interested in reading with your kids. I'm definitely love the feedback. So thank you so much, and you guys have a wonderful day. Bye, everyone.